Hey, I'm Kev K. Welcome back to MotoGP 18 as Mario McDonald heads to the final round of the Red Bull Rookies Cup season off the back of a very impressive victory in his home race in quotation marks, and he'll be looking to repeat that success on the Motorland Aragon circuit in Spain. We had the difficulty down to 90%, now we're increasing it to 93. We're going halfway between 90 and 95, so let's see how it goes as we are going on to our qualifying lap. Let's see what Mario McDonald can do, if it can be impressive as that lap when the Misano World Circuit. Marco Simoncelli, second pole of the season in 6 races. Can he make it 3 in 7? We'll find out in a couple of minutes time as he's 2.3 off the pace. The Japanese rider having a very impressive run late in the session, snatching pole from the home Spaniards as you go around this Motorland Aragon circuit. First corner very tricky, and it's flat out through the right hander and then through the next right, slight lift using all of the road that you dare, and then through the next left as well, again flat out, and then you've got a break and it's very difficult to get slowed down for the right hander and get on the power on the exit as Mario demonstrates. And he's up though, he's up by a 10th as then we go into the next very tight right hand, and he's lost it, he's gone wide again. So many corners like this round at Aragon. It is a very tricky circuit to nail, get 100% out of as you go through the roller coaster for the first time, through the right, through the left, hogging that left way too long though, not getting the power early enough and really opening up that exit, which leads into this long left-hander, slight lift just before the apex, and then you can really pelt it out of that left-hander towards the next left-hander over the rise of the hill, or down the brow of the hill, into the left. Very tricky break into once again. He's wide McDonald as he lost over a second in that second sector. Then through the right hander again, flat out, or virtually flat out. Then downhill through the right, so easy to run right like that. Then into the left, cutting back on yourself, but making sure you're getting under power and you're fighting the rear end all the time. Heading down this back straight, and he's lost another half a second. This is not the lap that Mario wanted. As you can see, he's run out of time in this session as well. The next lap will be his last, but I don't think he'll improve as he heads towards the penultimate corner on this lap. Gorgeous corner through the left hander, chuck the bike at it. In third, in fourth, way too wide though. And getting on the power flat out through the final corner, easy on the Red Bull Rookie's bike as he heads towards the line, and it's just a 2:02.9. As you can see, pole was for Carrasco, a 2-minute point ahead of the Turkish rider, and then Tatai, who's virtually on the grass while getting that crown ahead of the Japanese rider, bumped down to 4th in the end, and the Czech rider rounds out the top 5. And look at Mario, right at the back by a 10th, alongside his old friend Liebenberg on the back of the grid, just like Perez. It all's come full circle for the pair for the season as we look at the grid with everyone on medium tyres. As you look at who rounds out the top 10, it's the Brazilian ahead of the Spaniard and Garcia as well. You see the Brits just about in the top 20 with Cook as well. And now we rev up for the final time this season and we get underway, and as you can see, just messing with the electronics made a very slow start for Mario. There's a couple of things behind everyone else, but they should avoid the chaos on this opening lap then as we head towards the left-hander. You're really chucking the bike in there, and it's very difficult to nail your braking zone there, because once you go over the start-finish line, you're immediately braking, even on these Red Bull Rookie bikes. As look at Mario flat out through the couple of next right-handers, and they're 3 and 4 right in front. He needs to somehow navigate his way through the traffic here as he's right on the tail of 24th, but he's been slowed down, or 23rd. He's really slowed down by Liebenberg. He's trying to make his way past. It's Hertas actually, he was in 23rd. Then you go past Alfano as well, so he's up to 22nd Mario. He's making some moves. So is Xavier as well, past Dan Jones for 12th. As you go through the roller coaster, way too much curb on the inside, compromising for the left. As the fine thing gets into 15th head of the Japanese rider, and the Belgium's up to 8th head of the Italian. And then Liebenberg, and unfortunately the Indonesian are battling for last as you go over the curve. It's going all over the place, Mario, on this lap, but he is still standing And he's making his way up into 21st as he's going too wide, trying to get on the power. He makes it through up into 21st. Going to get into the top 20 as he saw Sean Kelly battling in front. And Mario passed Jefferson. He's passed Sean Kelly for 19th. For 18th, he's down the inside of Max Cook. Superb section for McDonald. As he goes onto the back straight, you've got Hurtas in 23rd, Hernandez in 24th. You've got the Swiss rider in front by half a second, and look at the Stream City we've got going on here down this back straight, which creates a superb passing spot into the penultimate corner as Mario sweeps the bike into it. Just clipped a bit too much curb on the inside though, but now you can be full on the power and flat out through the final corner. So he crossed the line for the first time. It's Carrasco, it's a Spanish 1-2, then the Turkish rider in third. Czech rider up to fourth ahead of the Japanese rider in fifth, and McDonald crossed the line in 18th. Alongside the Swiss rider, needing to score his first point of the season. He's agonisingly close. He can see 15th and 16th right in front, but so can McDonald as he sweeps past them into 16th. Can he grab a point down the inside? Otis, once again, he's finding so much more pace in the race compared to qualifying. He nicks around the outside for 14th. That's a bit ambitious. You can see he runs a bit wide. That might upset his run out the corner as well, and he's right in the tail of another rider. Hex in the right hand. He doesn't want, I haven't done the previous, that happen to him again. So he ducks down the inside, letting Garcia know he's all the way down there. And Dan Jones just did not see Mayo diving into the right hander up into 13th place. He can see a top 10 right in front as he approaches halfway mark of this race. And you've got the Japanese rider past Jones as well as, oh, what a dive! What a dive from the Japanese rider. As he going back down the inside, his backhand side riding round here. And then just like Mario's one out for the time being in 13th, but he's got to watch out for the move into the left-hander. Sean Kelly, head of Cook for 19th. We've got Xavier in front by a second. The battle in between this pair really slowing him down and getting on the power, very difficult out of that left-hander for Mario. You can see he almost went down there. Remember that happened in, so I think it was Daniel Pedrosa a couple of years ago, after he was battling hard with his teammate Marquez right in that section. But he's holding on to the bike, just about getting these traction zones, and he's gained a 10th on Xavier, but he's not quite in slipstream range. The riders behind will be though on McDonald, so he's got to watch out into this penultimate corner as he head towards the halfway mark of very exciting season finale. As he go through the left-hander, just clipping that curb. That is much better, much tighter as well. Getting on the power, he's still fighting that rear end a bit, and Carrasco matching his qualifying pace, 2:08.8, and he's ahead of the Spaniard. With the Turkish rider in third, then the Czech in fourth, and the Japanese rider in fifth. It's the same top five as he approach that left-hander again. It's very difficult braking. It's around 100 meters. You can spot that on the right-hand side, but it's very easy to get sucked into just, oh, it's a long straight, got to keep going, and then just miss your braking point as you go for the right hand. Nicholas McDonald gaining loads in this first set, so definitely his favourite sector of the lap, and taking lots of curb in the past. He would have been down there if he did that, but lucky this year he stay upright as he goes through the right hander. And you've got Xavier 3/10 in front. He's really gaining, making the move, not quite. As you've got the Japanese rider behind in 14th as he accelerates out of the right hander, down the hill, through the roller coaster for the third time. You've got to make sure you don't clip too much curb on the inside, take too much pace into the first part. Compromise for the second, and so he tried to push it a bit there, Mario. Went a bit wide, missed the apex, tried to get on the power. Just did not work out as he goes through the left-hander. Accelerates nicely, hasn't lost too much time. The Spaniard in front, as you can see, they're just in the line in front. If he can get hooked up to the back of Xavier out of this section, he's looking to maybe make a move into that penultimate corner. As he goes for the left though, clipping some curve through the right. He's really pushing hard. He can definitely see that now. He's gone very wide. Oh, he's clipped him. Mario's down, he's clipped the back of Xavier. He's out the points. Where's he going to rejoin? He's in 19th. It looks like he's just blocked off Cook, and he's in the slipstream of Kelly. Well, he's in the slipstream of someone he wanted. Not quite the rider he wanted though. And as he's past Kelly for 18th, and he can see the effect of the slipstream down this back straight. Past one, past two. Could he get past three? Maybe for 16th past the Swiss rider? Yes, he can. Past the Flying Finn as well. but the Finn will go back down the inside of Mario as he's battling to get back into the points, heading on to the final lap of the season. It's Carrasco ahead of Tatai, and then we've got the Turkish rider in third, the Czech rider. You've got Garcia in front by just 0.4 of a second in the final points paying position. As you've got the Swiss rider up to 17th. No, the thing grabs him right back into the first corner. Then the Swiss rider gets him on the exit. As McDonald looks to the outside of Garcia to the inside, 4th, 15th. He's going to grab a point in the final race, maybe. As he's got 14th right in front, you can see 13th. You can see the guys who's battling with right in front of him. It's just been an agonising second half of this race where he's just maybe had the pace to catch up, just not quite making the moves though. But he's definitely doing it on Jones. Into this corner again. Brett must be sick of that move as he's up into 14th, Mario. Now could he maybe grab 13th? As once again they're still all in a line in front. Very close pace-wise apart from the leaders. As you go downhill through the left-hand, again carrying too much speed for the right, compromising for the left. Got on the power hard though, and then through the left-hand and make sure you're close to that apex before you lift, and getting hard on the power. It seemed like that wasn't too bad from McDonald, maybe a bit slow as he's less than a second behind the Japanese rider. There's a lot of time to make up though in one section, hoping to get that slipstream for the back straight. But he's hard on the power as you go past the famous wall on the left hand side, and big trademark of the circuit. So is that riding the curves and the bike getting up from underneath you. As you go for the right handed in through the left, he's set up nicely. No, he's not. That's the end of Mario. That was a good race. It was entertaining. He made lots of moves. I think he passed the field like 5 times. A couple of riders as he gets into Hernandez. I'm sure they're going to have some good after race banter after that. As in, it's like there's a battle for last going off, and it's like Alfano's unfortunately in that position now, getting the wooden spoon as Carrasco wins ahead of Tato, but he wins the title. It's a Spanish 1-2, not just in the race but in the championship in front of the home fans. As McDonald weaving side to side in anger, and that maybe sums up his season. Pretty quick, but pretty crash heavy at times, especially in that race. Down twice in that race. Still didn't finish last though, so it shows that his pace is probably improving. As you can see, the fastest out was a 2:06, 2:07 as well. Faster than qualifying pace as Australian finished 6th. Just try the 7th, Belgium 8th, was Ian in 9th, ran out of the top 10 was the Italian head of the Belgium, De Wits in Xavier in 12th, the Japanese rider 3rd, Dan Jones in 14th, scoring some points ahead of Stuart Garcia, who just beat the Swiss one. He missed out on a point again, this time with just 0.4 of a second. Very agonising for him. Zador did a 2:01.8, which is pretty good pace rise. If you scroll up, that is definitely top 10 pace, maybe even top 5 pace. So pace wise, definitely up there on this level. So maybe look at that for next season. As in the Riders' Championship final standing, 16 points separate the top 2. Turkish rider in 3rd, Japanese rider up to 4th ahead of the other Turkish rider, ran out the top 5 ahead of the Czech rider. We've got the Australian up to 7th ahead of Mario, drops to 8th in the final. Sounds of a very up and down campaign with Barry up into the top 10 in the end. The Belgium in 9th, and rounding out the top 10 was the Brazilian, just ahead of the Colombian of Garcia despite scoring a point. Looking further down, De Wits up to 14th ahead of the Japanese rider, has 20 riders scored points, just 6 missing out. Very competitive series, especially in the lower half of the points, like you see in almost every series in the world. But for Mario, very up and down. You can definitely take some positives away as he does improve his riding position, throttle management, brakes management, leaning angles, almost around halfway for most of them. As you look to the social feed, Dovi won ahead of Marquez and Rossi. Are heartbreak for the home fans, and that's a performance of a champion. As we've got Baldassare, Bagnaia and Alex Marquez in for not a day for the Marquezes to win then. And then Jorge Martin finally gets some home cheer ahead of Bezzecchi and Arnold Cornet. As there is confirmed your Red Bull Rookies Cup champions. You scroll through the field, you've got some throwbacks, and we've got a poll. Where should Mad 98 be next season? Petronas Pieta Racing Team, the RBA Bow Skull Rider Team, and then the Marnelli Snipers Team. And it's like the Asian outfit is winning out by a comfortable margin, and it's Vudi's offers for next season. We could stay in the Red Bull Rookies Cup, or we can jump up to Moto 3, and there is the favourites, the team the people want to see, Mario on. And you see very close to the missile line, not close to the first rider though. It could be alongside Nuruddin and Sasaki. And that team had a Nuruddin very experienced at Moto 3 level. Then we got Gabba Rodrigo and Masaki, very impressive rider on the KTM. And Rodrigo's one of the most improved riders as well in recent times in the Moto 3 category. And then Tony Arbolino on the Snipers team on the Honda. And then we got Livio Loya as well, very experienced rider on the Avinti Academy bike, and maybe a hit in performance. As you can see, top 10 was required for those first 3 bikes. Now it's top 15. And then looking further through the field, as you can see, confirmed top 10, top 15. And Livio Loya, an incredibly experienced campaigner at this level, the Belgium. You know, maybe not a top tier talent. And you've got Tuba and the Thai rider. I'll never pronounce that Thai rider's name. That is incredibly long and could get incredibly offensive if I say it wrong. And then we've got the Spaniards, Rodriguez and Meza, who was very impressive on the odd wildcard performance last year. And they're on the KTM in 15th for the Capital Dubai team. And Meza, first season full-time as well for the rookie. So those are the choices. Who do you want to see Mayo ride for next season? And do you want to maybe see him stick in the Red Bull Rookies Cup or step up to Moto 3? So let me know down below and you'll find out next time. So out for watching, and I will see you then.